Today's episode is brought to you by Quip. Quip is going to get your teeth looking so good. Also, today we're brought to you by Factor. After you eat those good Factor meals, you're going to need that Quip. I'm saying it all ties together. Let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Ghost and Crendor.
Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's up next Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode of Gags and Crendor in the morning.
Wow.
Wee.
Wow.
You Mario'd your way out of reality there for a minute. You like jumped on one of those star kids and zipped away.
Wow.
Wow. Zoop.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I have another story for you
Oh boy.
of the intersection of doom.
All right. Perfect. This is
Yeah.
episode 4, 3, 4, 5.
I don't even know how
Lost
many.
count.
It keeps happening. Somehow it keeps happening. So, I'm getting ready to pull out of this intersection. And as I go to turn, a dude in his giant ass pickup truck. By the way, LA, there's no reason for a pickup truck, especially my part of LA. Giant ass like F-150 thing. Pulls up in the turning lane. So he's trying to turn down my road, and I'm waiting to go because there's people walking across the crosswalk, so I can't do anything. Just as those people get a little bit beyond where that guy's truck is, the car that's behind him, I guess because he's not turning fast enough, this woman in the car behind him pulls out around him, and as I go to turn, she comes into my lane to try and get around him, stops because she almost hits me, and then begins to honk her horn at me like I'm even remotely the problem here. So now she's in like oncoming traffic, honking at me. The dude in front of her finally turns, and she's upset because now she has to back up and then go back into the lane because other cars have moved into the lane where she was. So if she just would have waited, would have been fine. She's honking at me to move, and I'm like, no. And I just stood there waiting for her. I'm in my car like, come on, let's go. She finally backs up, and then as I drive by, she gives me the finger, and I'm like, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. And this has been another story from the intersection of doom.
Man. There's got to be... I wonder how long the intersection of doom will continue. Like, it goes for eternity?
Forever. I'm convinced because, one, it is vacation season, so a lot of people come into LA. 2, all the new apartments that just opened up near me. 3, there's several hotels that have opened up near me. So now I have all these people from out of town, all these people who live in apartments who, again, the apartments that open up are not cheapo apartments. These are $6,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. Let me explain. There's no reason why I would ever live there and why anyone should ever live there. $6,000 for a one-bedroom in LA is too much. And so these are people that have too much money and not enough sense. So, of course, they're going to be in trouble. And so you combine that with tourists, plus people that don't give a shit, plus it's close to the water. Come on, dude. It's over for me. This entire area is like, this is not even a joke. Down the street, I'm not sure how far away it is from me, but like towards Venice Beach, they straight up have a new bar that opened. It's a self-serve bar.
What?
There are all these taps in the walls, and you pay for the glass, and then you just drink.
Interesting.
I've never been in there. I don't know how it works, but I imagine it results in a lot of drunk-ass people. And so that just adds to it. This whole area, there was, today I was filming with my mom, and there was a bar that is very close to us. And as we were driving back to drop her off so that I could then come right back to the office and record this with you, as we were leaving, there was this, I'm going to say, scantily clad young lass who was at this bar, and she was there with her friends, and I guess they were having a party, but they're all in like, yeah, she was not, like, she bent over to like look at a thing, and it was like, oh, I see everything. Oh, okay. Like, she was wearing very little. But what was funny about it is all these girls were in their bikinis at this bar, and I guess they were having a party, and they were trying to they bought a giant, I don't know what kind of party this was, but they bought a giant balloon that was in the shape of a rose. And it was really windy, and the balloon just kept whacking them all in the face, and they couldn't pin it down to the ground. So I'm sitting there watching them try to get this balloon down on the ground, and it's these two women who are trying to get it. Meanwhile, there's a dude standing right there who's in their group, sipping a martini. Where it was just watching them it was. All I'm saying is this town's amazing. This town's so wild, and I can't even stress how wild this town is. I love every minute.
The martini man, but with a wine glass instead.
Yeah. These women were just getting whacked in the head with this damn giant ass rose, and I thought it was really funny.
That is pretty good. That's I was gonna say, I think I tried something similar because I was at a month or so ago. I went to the Chicago Comic-Con thing, which is a much smaller Comic-Con than San Diego one, but
sure.
They have a mall near there, and it's like a fashion outlet mall, and they had you get a beer cup and you fill it up. I think it was a much smaller scale of what you're describing. They give you a card, and you take the card and you put it in the tap you want, and then it starts pouring, and it's like a gas station where it's $1, $2, $3, and it shows your ounces poured.
That might be what it is. Again, I've never been inside. I can only from a distance see the inside where all the taps are in the wall. And on the outside, they advertise that it's you pour your own drinks, which is all right.
Yeah, because that makes sense. It works like that. Because then they're return your card into the little card return thing, and then they charge you for however much you put on the card. And they're if you don't return your card, we charge you $5. And you're because some people are probably card, and then they just walk away. So yeah, that was interesting. I also thought I didn't think you said earlier, too much money, not enough sense. And I just thought of every YouTuber and Twitch streamer.
Yo, that's how I absolutely feel. But what's interesting is that a lot of those, I have for some time been obsessed with the fact that there's a significant, I'm not going to say portion, I don't know if demographic is the right word either, but there's a sizable group of streamers on Twitch whose entire social media presence is, I'm taking another vacation, I'm headed off to this place, I'm doing this thing, and it always blows me away. I can't figure out how they manage that. I can't figure out how do you maintain a stream and go on vacation? How do you do that? And then I realized that they film all of their vacation. When they're on a vacation, they have a streaming backpack and they stream the entire time, and I'm
yep.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
It's really less a vacation and more just them constantly streaming in a different place.
That's insane to me. I do not understand it at all. At all.
Yeah, I would not do it, and I would probably go crazy if I had to.
Right? It seems wacky that it's I'm going to take time off, and by that I mean I'm going to bring my work with me. It's just as bad as when I definitely was like that for a while. And I realized how insane that is. And now I don't even bring a computer with me when I go on vacation. When a great example, even though it's not vacation, when I go to see you in 2 weeks, by the way, Cox and Crendor live happening in less than 2 weeks in Chicago, August 12th. Be there. Get your tickets at coxandcrendor.com. Bam. Woo. Nailed it. When I go to see you, I won't bring a single, I'll have my phone, and that's it. My phone doesn't have anything on it. I don't bring anything. I disconnect when I leave.
Right.
It's just the thing I do. I purposefully walk away from technology just to reset. And so when I see people who, I saw this one girl was posting photos of I'm in Greece. Greece is amazing. And I was that's so good for her. And then she's come stream with me in Greece. I'm what? No, don't do that.
Well, I feel
just enjoy Greece.
I feel part of the reason they're doing it is they're I can live stream and I can travel around, and that way it's kind of you're quote working, but they're also going to travel, so they're probably writing everything off. And so literally they're I'm just on a constant business vacation.
Yeah, that's fine to travel and write stuff off and do it, but it seems every time I look at their social media presence, and this is for a lot of people, they're always somewhere, right? And I'm how do you How are you successful at this?
Oh, I was just talking to Sips about this on our power washing series. So me and Sips do a power washing series where we power wash in the power wash sim and just talk. It's essentially just a podcast. And so we were talking about that, and he was like, these people like on Instagram, and they're posting like, I'm in Greece, I'm in Mexico, I'm on the beach, I'm here. And he's like, do you think they just get tired of it? Because he was like, it's like you have all these other influencers being like, I'm in Greece, I'm in Mexico. And they're like, no, I have to be like the top travel person. Like, I got to be number one. And they like start competing to the point where like they're not even enjoying it. They're just like, I got to go back to like a different place. I got to get back there so I can take pictures there. And I got to go, you know what I mean? It's got to drive you crazy.
There is a bit of that hustle to keep up with people. The idea that if you show how successful you are, the flaunting of it, people will, be more into what you're doing, which I guess has some validity to it. When you see people who are like, got my new watches, or have, and everyone thinks like, oh man, this guy must be important,
right?
Because he's showing off his way. It's very Paul Brothers, style of doing things. So it's like, I'm gonna show off all my money, or Mr. Beast's low-key flexes that he does although they're pretty high-key, but every time he makes a video, he's like, all right, so I have $100,000, and I'm going to give it away this video. It's like,
yeah, that's his whole thing.
Okay, yeah, all right. And everyone's like, wow, he's so nice. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but the reason you're tuning in isn't because he's giving away $10. It's because he's giving away $100,000,
yeah.
And you're blown away by the amount of money he's giving away.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's his thing.
Like, yeah, and he has 100 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So it like checks out. It makes sense, but people aren't watching. If I made a video series where I went around and gave people $10, people would be like, "Well, that's sweet."
Yeah,
but they wouldn't subscribe, and they definitely wouldn't care.
Yeah, and I feel like most of those people, there's a part of them that's like, maybe I can get some of that Mr. Beast money.
I imagine he has a lot of hangers on.
Oh yeah,
I've thought about this for a while. Every time I think I saw one of his videos where at the beginning it's him like in a room planning with some friends. And there was just like so many people in there who were doing nothing. It reminds me of a couple doors down here at the office, the Dobrik people, David Dobrik, whatever his name is. His editors, as far as what they told me, his editors work down there. And the one time I went in that room, that office, it was like 20 people and 2 people actually editing. Everyone else is standing around, chatting, talking about dogs and stuff, and one girl was like doing her nails, and I was just like, wow, this is premium hangers on. Like, these are people that, what are they being paid for? Are all these people being paid, or are they just kind of like around? They aren't even around the star. They're around his editors. It was crazy.
That's like the old Maker Studios too.
Full Maker Studios. It reminded me of that completely, where there's just like 3 or 4 people doing everything, and then dozens of people sitting around just coasting.
Yeah, it's man, YouTube world is weird.
It is very weird. I am constantly blown away by how just bizarre the whole experience is.
Yeah, it's like I said, I just want to be in the middle. Always in the middle for me. Just not too small that you're irrelevant, not too big that you got to deal with like, oh, everybody follows every word you say and they're trying to like look you up like, oh, he said this thing and oh, he's got like whatever, nice good middle ground.
I mean, is that what you're striving for?
Yes. A consistent, slightly above average middle ground. That's the best. Why? What are you striving for?
I mean, I'm striving for a personal success that, like, if I had to be real, if I had to be absolutely truthful with you, I want the Hans Gruber. I want to be on a beach earning 20% and doing absolutely nothing for it. That's the dream.
Right.
And I mean, like, and I've always said this, if I won the lottery, like the big, what was it, like 1.2 billion or some insane number recently? Obviously, the government takes half. Whatever, that's fine.
Right.
So I have $500 million to spend. I'm taking 100 million of that and just like putting it away, and like that is for whoever comes after me, right? That's wealth, you know. And if I die, give it to my cousin or some shit. It doesn't matter. And then the other 400 million, that is like buying a house, like taking care of my family, taking care of my friends. Everyone gets some bucks. Everyone's getting some money. Here, boom. You're on the payroll. Everyone have some cash. Buy like the most decadent, ridiculous mansion. Nonsense. Just spend money because F it. Then take some of the money that's left from that and, like, you know, make the game I've always wanted to make. And then a very small portion of that, I don't know, like, we'll say 10 million. I'm going to invite every friend who wants to come and be like, we're going to Vegas. When we get there, we're dividing the money equally. You cannot leave with money. I don't care what you spend it on. I don't care how you spend it. You cannot leave with money. You have 2 days. Let's go. That's it. That's what it'd be like. I'd be like, we're blowing 10 million in 2 days. Let's go.
That is a movie if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm. I want the experience. I've never had that kind of money as like FU money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if I'm going to have massive FU money, I need to have a moment of just like, we're going to Vegas. We're spending all this. Let's go.
It's funny because, like, I feel like instantaneously people think, like, oh, they're going crazy. They're like, there's like go to a club and they're partying. They're like throwing cash to people. There's like women dancing. Like, in my mind, I was like, dude, I'd go like the best restaurant. I'd be like, this is mine for tonight. 3 Michelin star. You just walk in. It's like a private thing. You're like, only me in this restaurant. And they're like, ah, yes, right away.
That's what I'm saying. You could do whatever you wanted. I expect some people would just go to like a nice tailor or something and get like a great suit. It does not matter to me.
That sounds like something Davis would do.
Yeah, and even then, if people who are like, oh, I'm going to go gamble. And if you won and you won a bunch of money, if you went with $1 million and won $4 million, I'd be like, you must spend that before.
Yeah.
We are not leaving until all your money is gone.
Yeah.
I don't care if you won money.
Yeah, you can't gamble and keep it.
Yeah, but I will say, I'd make bets. I'd be like, all right, if you put that $4 million on one bet and you win, then you can keep it. Right? You gotta challenge them. You gotta,
that'd
you know.
be cool.
Yeah, like if you wanna win a bunch of money, go for it. But you gotta spend it right now. So find the place you're betting. Take a look. Find the place you're betting, and let's do it. Like, you can play cards, you can go all in on one hand. Fine.
Yeah.
But you got to get rid of that. And if they won, then I'd be like, fair is fair. Take that money, go live your life.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'd love that. And then nobody could film anything because it's like you said.
No filming, no nothing. If people want to get debased, that's fine. No complaints at all. I would rent the best hotel room I could find in the entire thing, and we'd all just like, this is our home base. Everyone has to report back here and leave a little note saying you're alive. But other than that, I don't care what the hell you do. You don't even need to be around me. I don't even need to see you. If you want to like ditch me and go like find a bunch of hookers, I don't care. I'm not going to judge because I've never had this kind of money. And frankly, if I did, I'm not sure what I would do either. So go nuts, you crazy kids. I don't care. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would also, I would just try to buy the most expensive wine. Just drink that, see how it is. Try the most expensive, like, coffee. Like, this coffee's from the coffee lands.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
No. But I was going to go because my friend Nick lives there. And he wants to go on, like, a food tour.
You tell Nick that if you're going to Vegas, I would I would go to Vegas so quickly just to experience Vegas with you specifically.
Oh yeah, no, he wouldn't care.
Because I bet you would have a wild time in Vegas.
Oh, probably. Just watching all the people.
I mean, it's all people watching.
Yeah.
That's all it is. People watching and then gambling while actually watching people.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's my favorite thing is people watching and eating.
There's so many great restaurants, and like, there's a lot of shows. Most of them suck, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there's some like fun, interesting ones. But most of the time, it's just drunkenly wandering around the desert at 2 a.m. being like, "Where's that food place we were talking about?"
Yeah. No, that'd be great. He wouldn't care either. He'd be like, nice. So I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, like, anything happened to you this week?
Let's see. I went to the dentist because my one tooth was kind of aggravated, and then they were like, "Oh, you still have a tooth infection," because it was one of my root canal teeth, and I was like, "Oh, geez." So they were like, "All right, I think I have to go back in a few weeks." He's gonna like clean out my root canal and like put some medicine in there or something. But they're like, "Here's they gave me a week of what do you call it? Antibiotics," and so I'm on day 4 of those, but like. They're kind of, beating up my digestive system. So listen, I already get my IBS and stuff. And it just makes it worse. I was getting like the first day I took them, I was like, all right, I'm doing all right. Second day, I was like, oh, I had like some abdominal pain, cramping. I was just like, ugh. And then it felt a little better yesterday. It was like 30% better. Today it was like 10% better, but I still got that kind of like bloated kind of feeling. I started taking probiotics so I like take my antibiotic, then I wait a little bit, and I take the probiotic because like they're gonna get killed off, but apparently it helps. So I do that to see if it gives me any help. I'll take whatever help I can get. So I've been doing that. Just I'm halfway there with my antibiotics. There's people like, I took antibiotics. They messed up my digestive system for like years. I'm like, well, I've taken antibiotics before. It's not like I haven't taken them before. Like, it's a new thing. And it's not like I'm taking some crazy antibiotic. I'm taking it for like a month. It's literally just like a moxicillin. It's like penicillin for like a week. You always get people like that. Just like, you're like, oh, I have my arm hurts. Like, my arm hurt and I had to get it cut off. And you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
like every time.
I mean, damn. I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm referring to just this arm pain that I have momentarily. But I think that's the problem with Twitter. Twitter is a platform where you're supposed to tweet. It's designed for like little tiny thoughts. Yeah. The problem is it's morphed into you can't have little tiny thoughts, because if you have a little tiny thought without expounding upon it, people will jump on you for just existing.
Yeah, or everybody has their crazy story. Like, oh, my brother's friend's sister had antibiotics. She hasn't been the same for 10 years. Oh, okay. That's neat. I guess I'll just live with my infected tooth then.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Well, I heard the antibiotics. Why do they have to be antibiotics? Why can't they just be biotics?
Dude, I was saying...
Are you against biotics, Crendor?
biotics. We might just have to go full on biotic. No anti, no pro. Just biotic.
Yeah. Just biotic. No probiotics, no antibiotics, just biotics.
See, I also had the theory. The night I started taking the antibiotics, like I was a couple and I was feeling all right. I had Panda Express. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. Part of me thinks that was the ultimate antibiotic. Is
that what you've been on about the last few days? You're just like, it's Panda Express.
It is, because like, listen, the one time I had my gallbladder out it was like 4.5 years ago. I remember a few months after that, I had Panda Express, and the entire left side of my colon hurt for like a day and a half. And then it went away.
Now, just put it out there.
Right.
Could it be because Panda Express is, in fact, quite bad?
Oh, probably. Well, like, it could have just been my body hadn't adjusted yet. Like, it was used to having a gallbladder to help break down fats, and there was a lot of fat, and then my body adjusted eventually, but like, all I know is that one time I remember I ate it. I remember it was whenever some like British royal event happened. It was like Prince Harry got married or the Queen did a thing. I don't know. But I remember watching that being
some
like
British thing.
I remember watching that being like, oh, my colon. And I was drinking like ginger tea and peppermint tea. I was whatever. And then the only thing that helped was just sleep. And then eventually it was like better. But it kind of felt like that, but in like it was like in my lower right area. And I was like, oh God, the Panda Express probably did it again. It was probably, normally I got my biotics right? But since I killed off my biotics, the Panda
Your
Express...
antibiotics, yeah.
it just took over. And all my good bacteria weren't there to beat up the Panda Express, and boom, it just hit.
You took those probiotics, and the antibiotics counterbalanced the probiotics, and you had no biotics.
Exactly.
That was
no
it for
biotics.
You.
And
no biotics.
And so, it's been better. And then part of me, obviously you go on the internet, like, you write, like, lower right abdomen irritate, and they're like, appendicitis. And I'm like, oh, God, do I have to get my appendix out? And then, luckily it doesn't seem like it's appendicitis. So that's good.
That is good, actually,
That is good. So now I'm just kind of, a little bloated, a little like, bleh, but it's better than what it was. So I'm, just kind of cruising, waiting for it to be done, and then my probiotics to keep helping.
Yeah, I gotta get those probiotics.
Gotta get those probiotics. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much been my week. It's been fun.
Wow, sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Yeah. Very fun.
Well, you know what can help with your probiotics?
What?
That's actually not true. I don't think toothbrushes do that. But you know what?
They'll help your teeth
can't
to
hurt.
not get infected, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It can't hurt. Quip. Quip is the best way to get yourself started on the path to better oral care health. It is truly one of the easiest ways to get in those 2 minutes of brushing that you should be doing every single day, morning, night. Come on, start taking care of yourself a little bit better. All of these routines that we're trying to do in order to change for the better, a smile is the easiest one. Trust me. As a fat dude, trust me, it is the easiest one. Quip makes it easy, just like it has done for over 7 million mouths. With sonic vibrations, with 30-second pulses that guide you kind of like in quadrants of a mouth, so you get that 2-minute clean. It's lightweight, has a sleek design for adults and kids. No wires, no bulky charger to weigh it down. It has a multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount for less clutter. You can get an upgrade to your Quip with the new smart motor, track and improve your brushing with the free Quip app, earn amazing rewards like free refills and products like Target gift cards and more. Plus, beyond the brush, they've got anti-cavity toothpaste, 2 ways to floss with string and floss picks, refillable gum that's sugar-free, this long-lasting mint flavor, it's great, plus refillable mouthwash with a 4 times concentrate. In addition to all of that, plus the brush heads, you can get them all from just $5 every 3 months. Shipping is free, so you can save money, skip the hustle and bustle of the store. It is so simple to do. The stylish electronic toothbrush is just $25, and from that point on, every 3 months, from $5. If you get your Quip, you should do it at getquip.com/Crendor right now. Get that first refill free. That's getquip.com/Crendor.
That's me.
Quip, it's the Good Habits Company. Also today, we're brought to you by Factor. I don't know about you, but summer's for relaxing, not messing around with the grocery store. I got to go through the intersection of doom to get there. I'd rather just have those groceries delivered to me. And more importantly, you can get all of those meals, all the things like the extras, like meats and good drinks and all sorts of things sent to you by Factor. Factor is the meal that made my dad oh so happy. They would get the fish constantly. Factor makes it easy to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and everything in between, with fresh, never frozen meals that are so delicious you won't believe they're actually nutritious. Feel good all summer long with Calorie Smart or keto options, expertly portioned to keep you on track towards your goals and perfectly satisfied. Factor now offers 32 meals a week, including 11 keto options, plus all sorts of seasonal add-ons. You can get things like something that I love is they have like little pancake options that you can add for breakfast. Woo! Huge fan. New gourmet meals. make eating at home so much extra special. If you got a busy summer ahead, no worries. Factor is flexible. Change your order up every single week from 4 meals to 18 meals to you can even take some time off. It's fine. That's how they roll. Factor is so simple. And everything is done in just 2 minutes. You can't really beat that. 2 minutes, maybe 30 seconds here or there if you want to like crank up the heat a little bit more. It's fine. Their registered dietitians and expert chefs work hand in hand to create the meals that you can feel good about every day putting in your body. They got vegan, veggie, keto, calorie smart options, cold pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep you fueled. And honestly, I love it. Head to go.factor75.com/Cox120. That is go.factor75.com/Cox120 and use code Cox120 for $120 off. That's go.factor75.com/Cox120 to get $120 off with code Cox120. All right, Crendor, let's go to traffic. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Oh boy, traffic. It's traffic, all right, just as it always is. It makes me realize, those traffic people on the actual news shows, like, that job's got to get boring fast. You're just like, oh, here they go again, cars.
Yeah, but they're up in a helicopter, so that's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's like anything. It's fun
Is that
for
not
a
fun
while.
for you being up in the helicopter?
Well, it's fun for a while, and it just kind of becomes...
You're bored of the helicopter?
I'm not bored of it, but I'm not having as much fun as I did.
You're saying every week you go up in a helicopter and you're bored? I would be so excited to go up in a helicopter every week.
Yeah, well, you haven't done it. You haven't done it every week, all right? You're
just jaded, man. You changed.
You know what? Maybe I have. Back to you.
Okay.
That traffic guy's losing it.
Yeah, that guy kind of an asshole. Let's go to weather.
Weather. Weather time. We've got a weather request from, where is it? The YouTube.com Cox and Crendor podcast. Here, we had a weather request. Bjorko, Sweden. On the island,
Bjorko.
there's a heritage site for Birka, one of the oldest cities in Sweden, which was renowned as a Viking trading town. Bjorko.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
How do I spell this? I'm going to look up this trading.
This is...
Do they have like an old Bjorko?
Here it is. Bjorko.
Whoa, that is not how... I mean, I guess BJ Orko is how you would spell it, right?
Yeah.
Bjorko.
Over in... Wait, is Bjorko Stockholm? It's when I put in Bjorko, it says Stockholm, Sweden. That's a lie.
Bjorko is a small-ass island.
Oh, that's probably why it's not popping up.
Yeah, Bjorko is... Scenic Loki Island, known for excavating Viking-era town, plus museum and other heritage sites, is what it says.
Okay, here we go. All right, I had to go to a different weather website for this
I
thing.
got you.
Yeah, okay. Bjorko is... God, this website's weird. It's 54 degrees, 29.91 inches of pressure, 10 miles of visibility, partly cloudy. Dew point 56, humidity 100%. It is humid. Let's see. You've got your waxing crescent moon. You've got your 10-day, which is 55 low, 68 high. You got 63 on Tuesday. You got 71 Wednesday with some AM showers. You got 72 partly cloudy on Thursday. 69 nice light rain on Friday. 66 on Saturday with partly cloudy skies, and Sunday it'll be partly sunny with 64 degrees, and Monday 66, same thing.
I love this town. It is, or I guess island. It's very quaint, very, it reminds me of small island, like northwestern America, like in the weird islands off the coast of Washington State,
Yeah, I can see that.
But one of the craziest things here is looking at the food on TripAdvisor. There's a bunch, like there's this bread place that looks like an amazing bakery. There's there's a place called Lido Varshus. I don't know what that is, but it's mostly like seafood looking things.
Oh yeah,
looks pretty amazing. But then Ed's Burgers. And the sign out front is just written in like goofy text. Ed's Burgers.
Ed's Burgers.
And here's the thing, Ed's Burgers looks like some burgers. I mean, it looks like burgers with American cheese and everything. It's very funny to me. That's like Ed's Burgers. Welcome to Sweden. Have yourself a burger from me, Ed.
I see Restaurant Sarimer, unique Viking restaurant on shore.
Oh.
That one looks pretty neat. And they're serving Viking beer. It's like Sarimer beer.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, this place looks cool.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, the restaurant is benches and like things to throw over your shoulders if you get cold.
Yep.
I love this.
It is cool. Oh, yeah, and they got the food actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's certainly, it looks like something a Viking would eat, except a little more green, I think. There's a lot of veggies thrown in there that I'm pretty sure would not exist in a Viking meal.
I don't know. They probably, gathered some herbs.
You think
and stuff
they cut their
around.
carrots up into squares like that?
I mean, who knows how Vikings cut their carrots?
I mean, you're right. I'm no scholar of Vikings. You're correct. I'm just making assumptions. I don't know anything about the Vikings.
I just typed in, did Vikings eat carrots? Vikings used old bread dough to make sourdough loaves and would use soured milk and buttermilk to enrich their breads. Vegetables and fruit were much more wild than any of our modern varieties. Carrots would have been added to the daily scouse, but they weren't orange. White carrots were the only ones available.
White carrots.
White
I
carrots.
guess that checks out.
Yeah.
Look at that. Not everything is LA. The more you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Thank God.
Yeah.
I would not want everything to be
So
LA.
bizarre. Yeah.
That's the weather.
Okay, let's go to sports.
Sports. Welcome to the sports desk. Oh, before I get into the sports, I wanted to mention, if you listened last week to the podcast, I think it was last week, that guy who ate all over in Michigan, someone tweeted an article about Al Poe. And said Al Poe, a.k.a. Detroit Pig Out, tried 250 different local restaurants last year. So someone wrote an article from the Detroiter.
I love that. I love that. I love that for him. I love that for Detroit. I love that for all of Michigan.
Yeah.
That guy is doing the Lord's work. You know what? It's rare that you can get a person who's like, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
I can tell you what's good and what's not.
That's a local hero.
He really is.
So I wanted to say that before we got into sports. Sports.
Thank you.
All right. So we have some sports news. NFL training camp has started. I'm excited because the Detroit Lions are on the Hard Knocks show. And I love the coach of the Detroit Lions. He's a literal lion. I've mentioned it before. He's just like, we got to play hard. We got to bite their kneecaps. That's what he says. It's going to be great. I'm excited for this Hard Knocks. I wasn't last year. Last year was just the Cowboys. I'm like, I don't care. But it should be good. And then, oh my God, I forgot about this. Did you see the Gardner Minshew thing?
I did.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Gardner Minshew has been living in his bus for the offseason and is now selling it. So for the entirety of the offseason, for like spring and early summer, he's just lived in a bus.
He lived in a bus. I think it was like outside of his gym.
Yeah, a bus outside of a gym. He connected the bus to the gym's electricity to power his fridge, AC, and cooking station. He used the gym's bathroom all summer and showered in the open wearing compression shorts.
I must say, for the record, I love Gardner Minshew. More and more, I love Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
What do you think he does with his money from, what does he do with his cash? Is it all on booze? Do you think he's constantly drunk? What is going on there? He can't be saving it. I refuse to believe that my Gardner Minshew has a savings account. Not my guy.
Yeah, there's no
He's
way.
investing all into crypto. He's doing something wacky. I don't know.
He did buy a prison bus to live in. So that's one thing he did. He seems like a guy that would just drink like Miller Lights or like that type of thing. Like Natty Ice. He probably just downs those.
I mean, let's be very clear. In his post about the bus, he says, "This thing is awesome, man. Equipped with energy-efficient AC unit, cooktop, and fridge. She's listed at $25K. But more than anything, I just want to see her in a nice and loving home." That's my man. He's like, I don't care who buys it, as long as you treat her nice, baby.
That's a man. He needs to have a starting quarterback job. Someone give it to him. Right now, he's still a backup in Philadelphia. And then Aaron Rodgers showed up to training camp dressed like Nick Cage from Con Air.
That's true. Yep,
which
that is
fantastic.
very true.
So that's been fun. And then NBA, NHL still in the off season, and then baseball. We have. Oh yeah, by the way, someone asked somewhere. I don't remember where I read it. They're like, "What does it mean? All these teams are in first place. How do you have numerous teams in first place?" So you have divisions. So
Right.
you have like the first. There's two major divisions. You got the American League and the National League, and then those each have three divisions. So you have the East, the Central, and the West. So there's like the AL East, the AL Central, the NL East, the NL Central. It's all just for like making things easier for playoff time, essentially. So like the first place winner of each of those divisions goes on to the playoffs, and then there's a couple wild card teams that can be from any of the divisions. That's the way it kind of works in most sports.
Playoffs?
Talk about playoffs. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. It sounds more complicated than it is, but it's also for like scheduling purposes. Like you play your divisional teams more because they're closer to you. So like if you're in the National League Central, you play like there's the Cubs or in Chicago, and you got Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Milwaukee. So like you don't have to travel as far, and then usually teams have road trips. So that's kind of
Yeah, it's kind of the idea of like, if your team is in first place in their division, they're going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of those weird things where it's like, we're first place, and then you get to the playoffs and you lose your first round and you're done.
Yeah, none of it matters if you lose right away. It's just you just got to get in. That's all it is. So you got the Yankees in first, the Twins in first, the Astros in first, the Mets in first, the Brewers in first, and the Dodgers in first. And then you got the wild
Everybody
cards.
is first.
The wild card, they actually added two more wild card teams. I forgot they did that. So now it's, let's see, Blue Jays, Mariners, Rays, Guardians, and then Braves, Padres, Phillies, Cardinals. Wow, that's crazy. It used to be just two wild card teams, and now it's four. So that's a little crazy. That's sports.
Okay. What is our fact of the day?
Fact of the day. So, as you might have known from the Kren Minute, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Kaizo Ironmon, and I found
I'm aware.
I found a Pokemon fact that the Pokemon Rhydon was the first to ever be created. Not Bulbasaur, not Charmander.
As in designed?
Yes, according to lead video game designer Ken Sugimori, Rhydon was the first ever Pokemon to be created by the team. So yeah, when you think of Pokemon, you think like, oh, Pikachu or Charmander, Squirtle, or all those. Nope, first ever Pokemon created, Rhydon.
Rhydon. I can't believe it was Rhydon. I mean, it is kind of like a basic ass. It's
just like, what if we took a rhino and made it kind of monsterish?
Yeah, it's not that creative when you think about it. All right, I mean, it makes sense.
So they're probably thinking that, like, okay, it's the like pocket monsters, right? So you're like, let's just take an actual animal and then make it into. There's like, there's a few other. I think there's Kangaskhan. It's just a kangaroo, essentially. Like you can kind of piece together some of the ones they did first. Even Squirtle's just a turtle.
Yeah, but I like Squirtle.
Yeah, maybe still.
I like Squirtle. There's a difference. I like Squirtle.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's your fact of the day.
All right, Crendor, what is our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. After serving 10 years in prison for robbing banks, Florida man robs same bank again days after being released.
He wanted to prove he could do it.
I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Miami, Florida. A federal district judge in Miami, Florida, sentenced Leonard Williams last week to 81 months imprisonment for bank robbery, 57 months, and for violating his supervised release on a 2010 bank robbery case, 24 months. On November 30th, Williams began a 3-year term of supervised release following a 151-month sentence for robbing banks. He left his residential reentry center to check in with his probation officer, but he never returned to the reentry center. Instead, 2 days later, Williams robbed 2 more banks. He entered Ocean Bank in downtown Miami.
I gotta stop this. This is...
He entered Ocean Bank in downtown Miami, handed the bank teller a note demanding money, which read, "This is a bank robbery. Give me all cash, 150, 20, 10 list. Don't make it a illegible writing." The teller told Williams she did not have any money, and when she did not comply with his demand note, Williams pointed at the note, climbed over the bank teller's counter into the teller area, and yelled that he wanted cash. Williams then took a small Ocean Bank zippered deposit bag containing blank checks, parking validation tickets, and a USB thumb drive before climbing back over the counter and exiting the bank with the Ocean Bank zippered bag. About an hour later, Williams entered a Citibank, the same one he robbed in 2010, and used a demand note to rob $7,113 from 2 tellers. Juan Antonio Gonzalez, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, and John J. Bernardo, Acting Specialist Agent in Charge, FBI Miami, announced the sentence that the U.S. District Judge Robert blah, 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 blah. What do you think? You would just rob a different bank if you're going to...
I mean, I'm trying to think, was it convenience that he just went back to the same place? Did he have something to prove to himself that he could get away with it? Was it a vengeance thing? Or more likely, do you think he, just... How long did he originally serve in prison?
I think it said 10 years, didn't it?
Do you think he... after 10 years, do you think that just changes you where you're like, all I know is prison. Send me back.
It's got it. Isn't that been a topic of certain things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a known fact that, you become accustomed to the lifestyle of prison and the outside's scary. In prison, you have a strict set of rules, and you probably could be somebody in prison, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm the laundry guy, or I'm the librarian guy, or whatever.
Especially after 10 years.
Yeah, you're like an old vet there.
Yeah.
And when on the outside, you're a literal nobody.
Yeah.
And I bet that I bet that hurts. And you're like, send me back. I don't know. It's really messed up.
Yeah. It's so maybe it's just you know what? I'm just going back to that bank. Let's do it all over again.
Yeah, man. I have no clue. It seems like it, because any other way it just is insane.
Yeah.
Any other way is just well, why, bro? There's a million other banks. Why that one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be. There's no other explanation aside from maybe he just, was dumb.
Or do you think he forgot?
He might have forgotten which
Do you
bank
think
it was.
he was
It's
I
possible.
forgot which bank I robbed? Oh, is this one? Oh, I've robbed so much. I just forgot it was this bank. I'm so sorry.
I mean,
Guys, not my intention. Big misunderstanding.
It's possible, he's been gone 10 years. Maybe the area's changed. Maybe the bank looks different. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's a different company now. I mean, the first bank could have been a Wells Fargo, and now it's a Citibank.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. By the way, in all these articles, there's always weird Facebook comment things, and they're all make money online from home job. I don't know, these bots are all over. They're just my last month paycheck for $11,000. All I did was simple online work from comfort at home for 3-4 hours a day. I got discovered from agency I discovered over internet. They paid me for it $95 every hour. For more info, visit this link.
Well, you definitely should. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, we got to click the link.
You were about to get viruses.
In fact, one of these I thought was a GeoCities link, and it kind of looks like it, but it's not. It wouldn't surprise me if it was, though. But just like, okay, if I was a person and I was making $11,000 a month, why would I just go on a random website and be like, everybody, this is what I'm doing. I'm making a bunch of money. Go to this link. I'm going to teach you how. Unless I was trying to, like, you know, make money off you by, like, selling you something.
I mean, yes, that is why they're doing it.
Yeah.
It is all pyramid schemed as shit. The idea of the people who are like, I make $11,000 at home doing nothing is absolutely because you're doing all the work.
Yeah. They're getting other people sell the stuff. They just make the profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's get out of here. Get out of here, bots.
Ay, ay, ay.
Anyway, that's the big news story of the day.
All right. Thanks so much for listening or watching or however enjoying this podcast. Crendor, hit him with the socials.
We've got socials, youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast, all one word. All the podcasts up over there. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when these podcasts go up. Also, go to youtube.com/Cox and Crendor for all the animations. Do the same thing over there. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. We're everywhere, almost. We're not everywhere. Also, follow us on our own things. We got youtube.com Jesse Cox, youtube.com/Crendor, Twitter Jesse Cox, Twitter Crendor, Facebook Jesse Cox, Facebook Crendor, Patreon Jesse Cox, Patreon Crendor, Twitch TV Jesse Cox, Twitch TV Crendor, TikTok Crendor, TikTok Jesse Cox, TikTok, Instagram, Instagram that's Orgus Cox, Instagram Crendor was taken, and probably some other stuff, but that's it.
Okay. That's it for us. We'll see y'all next time. And as always, woo, to be continued.